One driver wrecks half the garage and fans call him a legend in the making. Another driver barely scrapes a fender and gets booed for the next 16 years. Stick around, because by the end of this video you'll understand exactly why NASCAR fans forgive some drivers instantly and never let others live down a single mistake. And the man who finally said it out loud on national radio is someone you'd never expect. If you think you already know who the villain and the hero are in this story, wait until the last 2 minutes, because the answer flips everything you think you know about how fans actually pick their favorites. Let's set the scene. Kevin Harvick was away from his own show, Happy Hour, so Joey Logano stepped behind the mic to host in his place. And like almost every NASCAR broadcast this season, the conversation drifted straight toward the sport's crop of young drivers. Two names kept coming up, and strangely, they both belong to the same kind of story: a hyped rookie who can't seem to catch a break, and a young hotshot who fans simply cannot get enough of, no matter what he does on track. Joey Logano used his own bruised history as the lens to examine both of them. And in doing it, he accidentally lit one of the most heated debates of the summer. Let's start with the rookie everyone expected to dominate immediately, Carson Hocevar. He arrived in NASCAR wearing the label, Next Big Thing. He came up through an open-wheel style path, built relationships with both Trackhouse Racing and Team Penske, and tore through the lower ranks with a dominant run in the Xfinity Series. Fans online have even compared the way he carries himself to a young Jeff Gordon, another driver who flirted with open-wheel racing before switching over to stock cars and rising fast. But the rookie reality has been rougher than the hype promised. He's blazing fast. He can run up front, but stringing together a full, clean race has been the real challenge. In San Diego, he crashed out of the top 3 after contact with Austin Hill, turning a promising run into a DNF. That came in the middle of a stretch that included several last-place finishes in a row, the exact kind of slump that gets a hyped rookie picked apart by fans who expected instant results. Then came the turning point. At Sonoma, he earned the first top 10 finish of his Cup Series career, crossing the line in 7th. Proof that the speed really can translate into results when everything lines up. That's the moment Joey Logano stepped in to defend him. He called him a diamond in the rough, insisted the talent is completely real, and argued that fans need to simply give him time. As Logano put it, "This driver will get there. He's an incredible talent who just needs enough time in the sport, and that patience is exactly what young talent coming into racing today deserves." That defense carried real weight, because Joey Logano nearly didn't make it himself. During his time at Joe Gibbs Racing, the criticism piled up so heavily that he genuinely believed his career might be over before it truly started. It wasn't until Team Penske picked him up in 2013 that he got a second chance. Reflecting on how close he came to disappearing from the sport entirely, Logano admitted he was this close to never making it at all. Forget 3 championships, he might never have driven a race car professionally again. That's exactly why, he says, the sport needs to give its younger drivers room to catch up. He wasn't alone in defending the rookie either. Kyle Larson, speaking to media at Sonoma, backed the same idea. He pointed out that he was 19 years old himself when he first raced there and expected this driver to figure it out with time, describing him as a good kid who'd only get stronger in the second half of the season, simply from seeing every track for a second time. Then Joey Logano explained exactly why rookies like this struggle so hard when they first arrive. His theory was blunt. The jump from the lower series to the Cup Series is the single biggest leap in all of motorsport, bigger than anything else out there. Nothing against the lower series, he said, but literally every driver currently in Cup could go down and win in that series today. That's how big the talent gap really is. To prove the point, he told a story from his own rookie year. He remembered watching drivers who ran at the back of the field every single week and assuming he could easily pass them, until he actually got out there and realized how wrong he was. He described watching them lay down perfect burnouts off every corner and thinking, "These guys are unbelievably good, and I can't even keep up." It took him roughly 2 years to reach the level required to compete at that level. His conclusion? Give the young guys that same runway. Now here's where the story gets its edge. Carson Hocevar drives for Spire Motorsports, and by his own admission, he isn't exactly the most popular driver among his fellow competitors. And yet, his popularity with fans is exploding. Joey Logano even flagged him as a future face of the sport's marketing, someone actively pulling brand new fans into NASCAR. The scouting report both Logano and Larson agree on is simple: the raw talent is enormous, but the maturity isn't there yet. Logano described him as a wild card who'll throw his car into any gap and deal with the consequences afterward. He said the talent is ridiculous, genuinely, wickedly fast, but that willingness to just sling it in there and let the chips fall will eventually catch up with him. There was a lighter moment too. Logano, now 35, admitted he often has no idea what this rookie is even talking about, especially the slang and the social media language. He laughed it off, saying he doesn't understand half the words, but people clearly love it, and that's genuinely great for the sport. But underneath the humor was a real warning. Logano revealed that his own aggressive early approach cost him dearly, by his own estimate, at least one championship. His challenge to the young driver was direct. Do you want to win a random race here and there, or do you want to win championships? That decision, he said, plays out across an entire season, not a single afternoon. And then, almost like fate, the perfect real-world test of this whole debate showed up at Sonoma. On lap 64, contact sent Denny Hamlin spinning, dropping him from 6th place all the way to the back of the field. The instant reaction from the broadcast, and from most fans, was to pin the blame squarely on Carson Hocevar. But the driver who actually got spun told a much more forgiving story. On his own podcast, Denny Hamlin called it a straightforward racing incident. He said the data was too messy to blame one single driver, and split responsibility roughly evenly across 3 cars locked in a 4-car train, each one refusing to lift off the bumper in front. He admitted the young driver could have handled it better, but insisted there was no reckless intent behind it. In his own conclusion, he said he was completely comfortable calling it a racing deal, and that pinning it on one driver alone would be irresponsible. There's a strange irony here too. Despite finishing 26th, Hamlin actually moved into 1st place in the point standings that same day, passing his own teammate by a single point. Analyst Steve Letarte went even further in his defense of the rookie, arguing the real culprit wasn't any driver at all, it was road course racing itself. He used a memorable comparison. When you rear-end the car in front of you, you're the one who gets the ticket, and in this case, Carson Hocevar was always going to be the one who got the ticket, fair or not. Hocevar gave his own account afterward, explaining that he got shuffled back, got caught in a chaotic pack, and was mainly trying to protect himself from being spun the way he had been the week before. He said he didn't even realize he'd made contact with Hamlin until after the fact, and joked that given how much he praised Hamlin afterward, people might start investigating him for race fixing. Here's what matters most about that whole incident. Even in a wreck where the driver who got spun, and multiple respected analysts, argued Carson Hocevar wasn't really at fault, fans still blamed him instantly, and the veterans rushed in almost immediately to defend him. That is the exact opposite of what happened to Joey Logano at the same age. And that's the heart of the whole debate. When Logano was 19 years old at Joe Gibbs Racing, tangling with veterans like Kevin Harvick, he was branded a villain overnight, a reckless young punk who raced above his ability. Fans, he says, have never let it go. In his own words, he pointed at the situation and asked, "This kid wrecks way more people than I ever did, and people love him for it. How does that happen? What am I missing?" He still gets booed today for things he did as a teenager more than 16 years ago. So what actually explains the gap? A few theories are worth weighing. The first is simply the era. Social media didn't exist the way it does now when Logano was a rookie, and today it can turn a personality into a star overnight. The second is what younger fans might call aura. In plainer terms, marketing. One driver leans hard into being a character. The other never really did. The third theory is that fans genuinely want a villain to root against, and this rookie knowingly plays that role, whether by instinct or by design. And the fourth theory might be the sharpest one of all, that Joey Logano's real mistake wasn't being aggressive. It was picking fights with beloved veterans like Kevin Harvick. Pick the wrong enemy early in your career, and the fans may never forgive you, no matter how much you grow afterward. It's worth noting Logano delivered this entire grievance while laughing, somewhere between a genuine complaint and a half-joke, which tells you he's made peace with it, even if he still finds it a little absurd. There's a bigger lesson buried in all of this, and it's about patience and development. This same weekend, Zane Smith made his 100th career Cup Series start. He credits two veterans for shaping him, From Denny Hamlin, he learned to live to fight another day, and from Joey Logano, he learned how to grind out a race through small, smart moves. He remembers running hard around Logano early in his career, only to finish 15th, while somehow Logano ended up 5th, leaving him wondering how he'd even gotten up there. And that's really the thread tying this whole story together. Even the champions, even the veterans everyone respects today, needed years and mentors to get where they are. That's the exact grace Joey Logano argues Connor Zilisch deserves right now. And in his own complicated, half-joking way, it's the same grace he ends up extending to Carson Hocevar too. So here's the real question this story leaves behind. Is Carson Hocevar getting a pass that Joey Logano never received back in his own rookie years? Or did Joey Logano simply pick the wrong enemies at the wrong time and pay the price for it for the next 16 years? Let me know what you think down in the comments, and thank you so much for watching all the way through. It means a lot, and I'll see you in the next one.